Stellantis, the powerhouse behind renowned brands like Dodge and Chrysler, has made a daring and strategic decision that's creating a buzz in the industry. They've opted to relocate a substantial portion of their pickup truck production. This move signifies a significant shift from their long-established production facilities in Mexico. Instead, they are bringing this production back to the United States. The catalyst for this decision? Tariffs. These tariffs, imposed on goods imported from Mexico, have created a financial strain for companies dependent on cross-border manufacturing. The Trump administration introduced these tariffs to promote domestic production and lessen reliance on foreign manufacturing. Stellantis saw an opportunity in this new scenario. By moving production to the United States, Stellantis aims to increase the use of American-made parts in their vehicles. This strategic shift not only aligns with the new trade policies, but also grants them access to significant tariff rebates. The USMCA, a comprehensive trade agreement between the United States, Mexico, and Canada, offers these rebates as an incentive for companies to enhance domestic production. Stellantis's decision sent ripples through the auto industry, indicating a potential shift in manufacturing trends. It was a clear sign of changing times. Trade policies were evolving, and companies had to adapt swiftly to remain competitive. In boardrooms across the industry, executives were hastily reassessing their strategies and making necessary adjustments. Stellantis's move was a calculated risk, a bet on the future of American manufacturing. They believed that focusing on American manufacturing would not only help them navigate the current trade environment, but also position them for long-term success. However, the question remained, what would the long-term consequences be? Would this move pay off as Stellantis hoped? Or would unforeseen challenges arise? The automotive industry has always been one of adaptation and evolution. From the early days of assembly lines to the modern era of automation and robotics, change is a constant. Stellantis is no stranger to innovation. Their engineers and designers are continually pushing the boundaries, creating vehicles that meet the demands of today's consumers. With the rise of electric and hybrid vehicles, the industry is undergoing another significant transformation. Stellantis is positioning itself to be at the forefront of this change. Their investment in research and development is a testament to their commitment to innovation and sustainability. By bringing production back to the United States, Stellantis is not just responding to current trade policies, but also investing in the future of American manufacturing. This move is expected to have a positive impact on local communities, creating jobs and boosting the economy. Local workers and community leaders have expressed optimism, seeing this as a step towards revitalizing the American manufacturing sector. As Stellantis vehicles continue to hit the roads, the company hopes that their commitment to quality and innovation will resonate with consumers. Only time will tell if this bold move will pay off, but one thing is certain: Stellantis is ready to face the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Stellantis is making a move, and the world is watching. The tariffs imposed by the Trump administration had a profound impact on various sectors of the economy. These tariffs were part of a broader strategy to renegotiate trade deals and address trade imbalances. However, the ripple effects were felt far and wide. They disrupted the automotive industry significantly, causing a cascade of challenges that affected everything from production schedules to supply chain logistics. Automakers found themselves grappling with new hurdles that they had not anticipated. These tariffs, specifically targeting goods from Mexico, threw a wrench into the gears of global supply chains. The automotive industry, which relies heavily on cross-border trade for parts and materials, was particularly hard hit. Factories faced delays, and the cost of components soared. Automakers like Stellantis were forced to rethink their strategies. They had to adapt quickly to the changing landscape, exploring new suppliers and reevaluating their production processes. This period of adjustment was both challenging and costly. The tariffs were intended to protect American jobs by making it more expensive to import goods from abroad. The idea was to encourage companies to manufacture more products domestically, thereby boosting employment in the United States. They were supposed to boost domestic manufacturing, creating a more robust and self-sufficient economy. The hope was that American factories would ramp up production, leading to a resurgence in the manufacturing sector. But they also had unintended consequences. Prices for consumers rose as companies passed on the increased costs of tariffs. Supply chains faced disruptions, leading to shortages and delays. The economic impact was felt by consumers and businesses alike. The very industries the tariffs were meant to protect felt the squeeze. Factory workers faced uncertainty as companies struggled to navigate the new trade environment. The intended benefits of the tariffs were overshadowed by the immediate challenges they created. Economic analysts and trade policy experts continue to debate the long-term effects of these tariffs. While some argue that they were necessary to address unfair trade practices, others believe that the costs outweighed the benefits. The true impact of these policies may not be fully understood for years to come. As the global trade landscape continues to evolve, the lessons learned from this period will shape future trade policies. Governments and industries alike will need to find a balance between protecting domestic interests and maintaining healthy international trade relationships. The automotive industry, resilient as ever, is already finding ways to recover and adapt. New trade agreements and innovative strategies are being explored to mitigate the impact of tariffs and ensure a stable supply chain. The road ahead may be challenging, but the industry is poised to navigate it with determination and ingenuity. The news of Stellantis' production shift was met with mixed reactions. Workers in the United States felt a mix of hope and anxiety. Some saw it as a win. They believed it would bring back jobs. Others worried about the long-term stability of the industry. The uncertainty was palpable. Workers wanted answers. Would these changes last? Would they ultimately benefit American workers? The situation highlighted a deep-seated anxiety. The anxiety stemmed from years of witnessing manufacturing jobs move overseas. The USMCA, a trade agreement replacing NAFTA, played a crucial role in Stellantis' decision. This new agreement was designed to modernize trade relations and address the economic realities of the 21st century. It was a significant shift from the older NAFTA framework, which had been in place since 1994. This agreement, signed by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, aimed to rewrite the rules of trade in North America. The leaders of these three nations came together with a shared vision of fostering economic growth, creating jobs, and ensuring fair trade practices across the continent. One of its key provisions was a requirement. This requirement was specifically designed to boost the automotive industry within North America by ensuring that a significant portion of vehicle components were sourced locally. Automakers needed to source a higher percentage of their vehicle content from within North America. This meant that companies had to look closer to home for parts and materials, fostering local industries and reducing dependency on overseas suppliers. This was to qualify for duty-free treatment. By meeting these new sourcing requirements, automakers could avoid hefty tariffs, making their products more competitive in the market. The USMCA was a game changer. It not only altered the landscape of trade, but also prompted a transformation within the automotive industry. Companies had to adapt quickly to the new rules, leading to innovation and changes in manufacturing processes. It forced automakers to rethink their supply chains. The traditional methods of sourcing parts from the cheapest global suppliers were no longer viable. Instead, companies had to develop new strategies to comply with the USMCA's stringent requirements. Companies like Stellantis saw an opportunity. They recognized that by aligning their operations with the new trade agreement, they could gain a competitive edge in the market. They could benefit from tariff rebates. These financial incentives were a significant motivator for companies to comply with the USMCA's rules, as they could lead to substantial cost savings. They just needed to increase their use of USMCA-compliant content. By doing so, they not only adhered to the new regulations, but also supported the growth of local industries, contributing to the overall economic health of the region. The automotive industry is no stranger to change, but the combined forces of tariffs and the USMCA forced a rapid evolution. Automakers had to adapt. They had to do it quickly. Stellantis' production shift was just one example of this adaptation. Companies across the industry were making changes. They were sourcing more parts from within North America. They were investing in new technologies. They were even moving production closer to home. The impact of these changes extended far beyond the factory floor. The ripple effects were felt throughout the entire auto industry. Suppliers had to adjust. Dealerships had to adapt. Even consumers felt the impact. The tariffs and the USMCA created a ripple effect that touched every corner of the automotive ecosystem. This complex web of interconnected industries and workers was forced to find a new equilibrium. The future of auto manufacturing is uncertain, but one thing is clear: change is the only constant. The industry is on the cusp of a technological revolution. Electric vehicles, self-driving cars. These are just a few of the innovations disrupting the status quo. Against this backdrop of rapid change, the automotive industry must also contend with the complexities of global trade. The decisions made today will shape the future of the industry for years to come. The story of Stellantis' production shift is a microcosm of a much larger story. It's a story about the delicate balance between trade, jobs, and the economy. It's a story about the unintended consequences of government policies. And it's a story about the resilience of the American worker. The decisions made in the years to come will have a profound impact on the lives of millions of people. Finding the right balance will be crucial. Failure to do so could have devastating consequences.